Welcome to the Rewards Master. Today I'm sitting here in the big American Airlines Admirals Club in Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, and I wanted to give you a quick review. It's near the K5 gate, and so let's dive in together. If you would, please hit the like and subscribe button. Although oftentimes American Airlines clubs are not given a lot of love in the points and miles community because they seem to be somewhat dated, or maybe their food and beverage offerings just don't seem to measure up to some of their competitors. I will say I have found that in recent times, American Airlines Admirals clubs they're getting better all the time. So a lot of people say a lot of negative things about American Airlines Admirals clubs. And indeed, I wouldn't say they're as nice as, say, Delta clubs, or especially not American Express Centurion lounges, or perhaps like Capital One lounges or Sapphire clubs. But I have found that when I fly American, some of the clubs are a little bit, older and dated, but some of them, like this one, is very, very nice. Now, this club is at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago, and it's their big club. Now, they have three different clubs throughout the airport, but this is the big one at the K5 gate, and it is gigantic. I mean, you have so many different seating areas. There are two different food stations, or I guess you might say buffets, where you can go through on both ends of the lounge. There are two different full bars. There are two different banks of bathrooms, and this club is just, it's really large. Now, it's also coupled with the flagship lounge, and that's the club that you can get into if you have a business or first class flight overseas on American Airlines from the Chicago airport. So you go to a different level. I think one is on level 3 and the other one's on level 2. But the Admirals Club here, I got to say, it's got pretty good decor, as you can see from some of the video. Also, what we really were impressed with was the seating was pretty nice, and the food options were absolutely outstanding. So generally, food in Admirals Clubs is, it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything to write home about, so to speak. But here in this club, we found that they had some of the same offerings they did in the club over at L1, which is a much, much smaller lounge. But here they had some additional things, including some breakfast burritos that both Nori and I thought were just outstanding. In fact, I think I ate like 4 of them. So they were really, really good. And so all the rest of the food offerings, lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, and also different side dishes, and, just typical breakfast fare, eggs, sausage. I mean, just kind of typical, but pretty good, pretty good. Now, I will say one of the things I really liked about it that not a lot of lounges have is they had a soda machine that's that Coca-Cola soda machine that you can kind of choose whatever variety that you want, like you see in a few restaurants here and there. And so I really like that. I thought that was a neat feature. Now, this club is pretty easy to access if you're flying internationally because of the flagship lounge, but also it's in the K gates, so those gates have a lot of American Airlines traffic, so you can come through here and pretty much you're going to be able to get in. Now, some of the things that we really like about American Airlines Admirals Clubs is that if you have the executive card from Citi, you get full access for yourself unlimited times, as many times as you fly, which is different than like their competitor Delta is doing now. Because if you have the Delta Reserve, which I also have, and I really like, then you can only access it 15 times a year. Now that's 15 24-hour periods, but still 15 times a year. Well, American still has unlimited access and unlimited guest access for up to two guests or your entire family. So that's really, really, really good access to a club, which is a great benefit. The other thing is that, as I've mentioned in other videos, I love that American Admirals Clubs, I have never had to wait in one ever in my life. In fact, here at this lounge, we just walked right in. We walked in at the other lounge that we went to before this one. And in fact, at that one, I asked the lady at the desk, she said, well, the other one's closer to your gate. And I said, well, will there be a line there? She said, sir, there's never a line, which, I mean, when you look at quality, and this is a pretty good quality lounge, when you look at food, and it's pretty good food, but when you look at overall quality, which is more important, having the most luxurious experience in a lounge or being able to get into that lounge guaranteed every time you fly and it being very, very close to your gate and getting free guest access. So to me, that's a very valuable perk, and I love that about American lounges. So I think this lounge at the K5 gate is a very, very good lounge. The decor is fantastic. The the seats are really comfortable and the food options, at least on the morning that we went, were very, very good. So, if you would hit the like and subscribe button, tell me what you think down below. Don't forget that I have a channel membership available. It's $2.99 a month. You can cancel any time that you want. And if you sign up for that, you get access to members only videos. Also, I have a Discord channel that you can dialogue with me. We can ask questions. We can connect with one another. So if you want to sign up for that, you can cancel anytime. There's a description and a link down below. So if you would, hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you here next time.